So 2 weeks ago, we had a baby girl, which is our third kid. And we are so excited and also overwhelmed and exhausted and everything that comes with having a new baby. And that means that, well, one, as you can see, the house is a mess. But two, as you can imagine, work has been pretty slow for me lately. I haven't been putting myself out there, finding new clients, going after new jobs. But that doesn't mean I don't want to continue to improve as a filmmaker and a cinematographer. So tonight, I thought I'd take the opportunity to figure out how to effectively light a night interior. So I'm gonna do the dishes, and then I'll talk a little bit about how I lit this scene, how I took it from looking normal to something that I hope looks beautiful and cinematic, like a well-lit night interior. First though, let's get the dishes done. All right, it's not perfect, but for tonight, that's about as good as it's gonna get. Progress is progress. So let me bring you behind the scenes, show you how I kind of created this night scene, how I thought about the lighting and what lights I actually used. I'll show you the before and after as well. And I would also love to hear in the comments down below what worked, what didn't, what you would do differently, how I could even do a better job of lighting night scenes. So let me flip you around, show you what we got going on. So this is our before. We're just lit by the overhead lights here in the kitchen. These are taped up and I don't have an easy way to turn those off. So these are added practicals. Those aren't technically in my kitchen, but for the sake of this video, I don't want to rip them off the wall. So camera set to 3700 Kelvin. This is the before. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn off these overheads and then I'll show you what I'm doing in terms of faking moonlight over here with this big key light. Okay, so this is our big ambient source, which is sort of faking moonlight. As you can see, I have the windows in my kitchen are on this side of the house. So I wanted the moonlight to be motivated, even though those windows were never in the shot, motivating the moonlight coming from this side. So we have our Nanlite FC300B down at the bottom, up into a 4x4, ultra bounce through an 8x, all on one C-stand actually. Pretty proud of how I rigged this up. Kind of a little makeshift, but 3 grip heads, 3 clamps, made it all work. The lights on the bottom, pretty cool. So that light is set all the way at 6500 Kelvin with the camera at 37, gives that really nice blue moonlight sort of vibe. Now on the opposite side of the frame, I have this Nanlite PavoTube 30C, which is kind of acting as my main key. This is what's lighting up most of my body, most of my face as I'm here at the sink. The moon, the ambience was done on the far side with the big 8x8. This is really just serving to bring up the levels on my body in particular. And I just have it here on a nice C-stand, nice and easy, no problem. This is set at 3000 Kelvin. And last but not least are these practicals that I used in the back. All 3 of these are at 3000 Kelvin just to match the other ambient lights in the room. And this are actually 2-foot newer tubes, and then this one's magnetic, another Nanlite PavoTube 6C. So those were the 3 that I had here. These 2 is actually gaff taped up underneath. This one is just magnetized here under the hood, and then that back kind of in that hallway, the pantry and the coffee nook, that's just overhead lighting just to give a little bit of visual interest on that side of the frame. And those are the only lights I used. That's what I did for this entire scene. So there you go, short and sweet tonight. Hopefully you learned something and found that interesting. I know I certainly learned a lot just by doing this fun little lighting test. And honestly guys, with family, young kids, this being a part-time thing, full-time job, finding these little moments just to try out new techniques or practice with different styles of lighting or try to emulate something I've seen online. This is the ways in which I'm trying to continue to grow as a filmmaker and as a cinematographer, and continue to move forward even when time is short. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this lighting setup down below. Most importantly, let me know how I could improve it, because that's really what this is all about for me, is learning from other filmmakers or other cinematographers like y'all and trying to get better just a little bit every day. So appreciate you guys hanging out. Peace.